Hello, Kraken fans! It is time for the game of the week, and this time I have chosen a game against Coyotes here. Carlos Young, left-handed pitcher. Another lefty, I don't understand. Going against Henley Schidt. Schidt. I don't know how to say that name. Henley had a great debut game, and that's why we wanted to go back here and look at this again. What can I say about the rest of the team? Corbin Hansen's struggling at the plate. Orban Painter's struggling at the plate. I think until one of those two fixes their stuff and stops hitting under 200. Because when I say struggling, I mean struggling. It's a pretty big problem. Otherwise, things are going well. Let's get to the game. So we got all kinds of bad mojo here and a left-hander coming into play. So we're going to swap out Corbin Hansen for Riker Farrell. And, I mean, we got to give Rowan Hancock a day off, I think, unfortunately. And we'll also bring in Philip Ventura to play the third baseman role on this team. And we're going to move Coraline Perry up in the batting order to 6th, or Coraline Cherry, because she's been doing great. She's been doing amazing things out there, and I'd like to see it. We're going to play Orban Painter. I don't feel good about it, but we're playing him low mojo and hitting a $148. That could be a problem, but this offense is really meant to work with him at the top of it. So let's see what happens here against the Coyotes. Also, this is the game in which we are seeing if the computer will stop crashing. Dominic Karp, who had a big game against us, will lead off. Chris Hain, also a guy who was a bit of a pain for us. And we'll see what we can do here. We lost the first game here by walk-off home run by Dominic Karp. All right, let's start it off with Orban Painter here. And I like that start. That's a leadoff double. I'll take it. I think this Painter's first extra base hit of the season.
Now batting,
brings up Riker Farrell. It was kind of lazy to put him second in the lineup, but there's no one else I really want to put there. Emmett Whitney's out of the lineup. I don't really want to put Coraline Cherry there. And I don't have faith in Ventura yet, but quickly gets struck out. RBI dud Atlas Roach at the plate, and the RBI dud's not really been a problem because he's batting behind two guys who've been terrible. But coming to play here after the Orban Painter leadoff double. Shao made an appearance out of the bullpen at the end of the first game of this series. And he has his second strikeout. Come on, guys. Painter delivered. That's where the problem's supposed to be. Still, despite the leadoff double, actually, Painter's still struggling from bad mojo. Not surprising. He's had a terrible season. 7 games, basically. So, one hit really should not fix that kind of struggling mojo. Ground ball to overlay, and a leadoff double comes to absolutely nothing. Dominic Karp, Millen Bean. That's a new face. We have not seen him, and Ray Overland love that. There's the numbers Karp has. Game-winning home run in Game 1 of this series. Come on, Henley. Henley's been good. I like what Henley's got. I like the pitch selection. Definitely we either need to develop her junk or her velocity, probably her junk, to make her a really solid pitcher, but she's young. And opens up here with the strikeout. Brings up the catcher, Millen Bean. See if Henley can keep the pitch count down. Her first start would have been longer, I think, had it not been for some pitch count issues. I'd like to see that because right now it's her and Maximiliano Fair that are really giving us chances to win baseball games here at the Kraken. Fly ball. Ray Overlay, the offensive kingpin of this lineup. hasn't had a particularly great start to the season. I mean, 296 is a good batting average, but 1 home run, 1 RBI. It's definitely not amazing. And he'll get a base hit there. Drops the mojo down from locked in. Rune Table Gallegos, $176 and 2 RBI. So he is struggling. Coyotes are 4-3 like us. So this is a key early days matchup in the Warden division. Or conference. I can't remember if we're divisions or conferences. And there's the strike. Outside. It's not starting well here. A lot of pitches coming into play. Chris Hayne. First home run of the season was a solo shot that made it a 1-run game in extra innings in game 1. We also don't have much of a bullpen today, so that's the other thing to consider. Really need a economical start from Henley Schidt. Schidt. And the strikeout will help, but I would like to see some ground balls come into play. Jackson Trejo, Coraline Cherry, and Bunny Bartlett. Trejo's yet to have a hit this season, but he's just 0 for 1. He's actually worked a bunch of walks off of the bench. And a long fly back to the catcher, Millen Bean. One down. Coraline Cherry, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 385 batting average. You gotta like what the 42-year-old has been doing for the Krakens. It's 2-1 early. And that, unfortunately, not gonna help. The pop-up fly to Trent Jeterson, third base. Bunny Bartlett started the season really well, very productive. A bit of a 2-game slump right now. Has dropped her average down to 211. So hopefully she can re-spark some things and get going. And hey, I'll take a single here with 2 out. I'll bring up Phil Ventura. There's a plyometrics upgrade available for Ventura. I don't think we're going to go for it. It's a speed boost. While he could certainly use speed, I have bigger concerns with him and with the lineup as a whole. And we don't have a lot of player development funds, so I think I'm going to pass on that. We won't be looking at a boost for a while yet. We really have no development this season. It's very much a win now motif. As, we end up with a strikeout there. Wingspan White, the shortstop, he's hitting a $182, so seeing these guys hitting below 200 makes me feel a little bit better about Orbit Painter and Corbin Hansen. Really would like to be using Corbin Hansen right now because he picked up a bunch of speed. And unfortunately, that is not going to be something we can take advantage of right now. We'll knock more. They're going to try and steal, and we're probably going to see a lot of stealing against Jackson Trejo. His arm is not fantastic. He's not a great defensive catcher. He very much is a hitter. And early on, that is some success there. But I really think he's young and has a lot of upside that I'm interested in. Here is Orbit Painter. Doesn't even contest the run to third base there. Trip Jeterson. Hitting 269, 1 home run, 4 RBIs on the season. Massive upper body in that third baseman. Runner at third with 1 down and 3 balls immediately from Schidt. 4-pitch walk. Henley, I chose to do this mostly for you on the game of the week, but okay. Does bring up the pitcher spot, though, in the form of Carno Zhang. Looks like he's trying to load a typical pitcher stat line there. Not very fast. And not very much power or contact. Ends up does get the runner moved over, though. Probably not what they wanted, though. I think you'd think that they would want to try and create a situation to score a run. But instead, it'll be Dominic Karp's job to try to deliver that. Schidd's whip is up from 1.23 to 1.5. And we get out of the jam. It will be the pitcher spot in the form of Schidt and Painter and Farrell do up. And I don't... Actually, Henley's got good numbers for a pitcher. I mean, that's actually decent, a little bit of power. Okay contact, and she can run a little. So, she has that sort of National League hitting pitcher stat line. And she's on base. Look at that. Just our third hit of the day. And one of those hits, and the biggest hit so far today, was provided by this man, Orbit Painter. Let's see if he can do a little bit more, maybe break out of the slump, maybe get that mojo working right. He's a big part of this team, and if he can't do more than he's been doing, and he continues to do what he's been doing, then he can do a double play ball there. Riker Farrell. And a 200. Early days yet for Farrell. He's had 5 at-bats. Lone hit is a home run, ironically. Fouled off. 1-2 from Zhang. Make it 2-2. And there's the strikeout to end the inning. So Carno Zhang is cruising. Henley's doing well on the hit count, but 3 walks in 2 innings is more than a little concerning, and so is that 44 pitches through 2 stat line, because at that rate, you're looking at, what, 80-plus pitches by the 4th inning? Anyways, 3-pitch strikeout there. Gotta like that. It's the second strikeout she's had of him. Ray Overly, 1 for 1 with a single. Bumps his average up to 321. That's a big increase for just a single. He's hitting 296 last time he came up, so he's moved up 25 points. One would think he'd have more at-bats by now, but maybe not, actually. I guess Orbit Painter moved up a similar amount. Rune table, Gallegos steps up. And right to Riker Farrell. And he's got that showing the glove, even if the offense is a little lacking. Atlas Roach, Swell McLean, Daxton Trejo due up against Carno Zhang. How's Carno's pitch count? 44, so better, but not fantastic. Pop fly from Atlas Roach will help out. Their bullpen's in a bad spot, too, so both teams looking for their starters to go deep into this game. Carno does not have what you would call good stats or good ratings, but he is doing pretty well. Number 33. Daxton Trejo still looking for that first hit, and that won't be it. Fly ball into right field. Gallegos has got it, and it'll be Chris Hahn, Wingspan White, and Olgi Knucklemore to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. So hopefully Henley can put together more like she did in the 3rd inning there with just a 11-pitch inning. Because you'd really like to get something like 6-7 innings out of her, but if she's going to be a 20-pitch an inning pitcher, it's hard to see that working. Fly ball. Orbit Painter has got it. Brings up Wingspan White. Worked a walk last time up. And starts well here with 2 consecutive balls from Schidt. Finally gets the strike down on the low side, and then another ball. And there is the walk. So 2 walks now to White. Olgel Knockmore. Home run, 5 RBIs, 211 batting average, but a lot of power on the bat. He's better than those numbers would suggest. And a fly ball to Orbit Painter. So 2 down. Not sure who that's going to bring up. There's the answer. Trip Jeterson. Walked the first time up. Jeterson's having a struggling season so far. Not that struggling, I guess. 269 is not bad. Base hit. They thought about going for third, but Orbit Painter not tested this time. Arnaud Zhang on fire, but still not much of a hitter. Is kind of, I guess, who you want to see in this situation. He bunted last time. Doesn't seem to be threatening the bunt this time. Probably because there's 2 out. You don't really have that bunt option. 74 pitches, though. Henley had it heading in a bad direction, but a fly ball to Swell McLean will get us out of the inning. Coraline Cherry, Bunny Bartlett, and Philip Ventura. So Cherry's still locked in. Arnaud Zhang. Stamina fading quite a bit, actually, for a guy who's on fire. He isn't really getting much of a stat boost. Maybe just some extra junk. And a ground ball to Wingspan White, and Cherry is retired by her counterpart at short. Bunny Bartlett now hitting 250. Good to see her snapping out of her funk. If we can get more of that, she can get back to being a heart of the order type player for this team. Foul ball makes it 2-1. Make it 3 balls. Rounder to overlay. And that is going to be the second out. Philip Ventura still looking for his first hit of the season. We got 2 guys in the lineup looking for their first hits of the season. Admittedly, you know, bench players, Ventura and Trejo, but still. Be nice to see if they can get that job, that monkey off their back here today. They're both, I think, important parts of the bench. There we go. Philip Ventura. Base hit. Unfortunately, with 2 down, that brings up Henley Schidt, the pitcher. And that's not going to do us any good. That's going to be right into the glove of Dominic Karp. Good contact, though. If you can get that from a pitcher every time, it's not that bad. Karp will lead off, followed by Milan Bean. Ray Overly. Number 56. Probably Henley's last inning here, I would think. Maybe not. Let's see her working the 6th. Especially if she can get a quick, efficient 5th inning here. Got that mojo boost to help her out a little bit. And we do know that the bullpen is not in the greatest shape right now, although that leadoff double. Leadoff triple! Yeah, no, he's easily in there. Wow. All right, leadoff triple from Dominic Karp. We're in trouble now. Milan Bean. We hadn't actually looked at Bean's numbers. It's hitting 350. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. So 2 teams that are getting good production from the catcher spot. Us, of course, with Rowan Hancock having his first night off of the season. 2-2. Full count. And that will score a run. The first one of today's ball game. Coyotes on top. RBI double for Milan Bean. It's up Ray Overly. Henley will stay in the game, but the neutral mojo is concerning. Bunny Bartlett under it. Bean does not have great speed, but we have also not had great arms in the outfield, as shown by that throw. Room table Gallegos. High fly ball. Atlas Roach calling for it, and it will be 2 down. Getting the mojo back in order. Chris Hahn steps in. Ground ball. Riker Farrell's got it, and we're out of the inning, giving up just 1 run after a leadoff triple. That is not bad. Leadoff triple in a second batter double. We get out with only giving up 1 run.
The center fielder.
It's not bad.
Number 32.
Top of the order, Orbit Painter. To face Carno Zhang. The problem is, Carno Zhang currently on fire. We're not doing much. Orbit Painter. Let's get that base hit, though. Gotta like that. Is there a base stealing chance? Oh, he's out. Okay. Early on. Lyric Cowell comes into the game. Interesting. I did not see that coming. And no, not really a base stealing option here. Millen Bean's got a great arm. Riker Farrell flies out to Knockmore. Atlas Roach 0 for 2. But having a good season at the plate. Slowing down, though, lately, actually. And we are going to try and steal. Orbit Painter, gun down, and that will do nothing for the mojo. Don't know if I agree with that one. I mean, you've got an RBI done at the plate, so moving the runner over to second base, not necessarily a good idea. Coyotes have got White, Knockmore, and Jeterson. White is Walk Tice. This is definitely going to be Schidd's last inning. I actually doubt that she'll even make it through the inning. Let's see. 92 pitches on the board. And a base hit for Wingspan White, who's having himself a pretty good game. Surprised they took out Carno Zhang, to be honest. There we go. There's the move. Newt Pecorino has not had a good season. But he does have good numbers. I think he's a guy who, at the start of the season, I thought was going to be a reliable reliever. It's just not been the case. And 3 balls immediately and a 4-pitch walk. Not looking good right now for the Krakens. Trip Jeterson. By the way, next up is the pitcher spots. Actually, I'm very surprised they made that move to take Carno Zhang out of the game. He was doing well. And Pecorino finally finding the strike zone, but it is full count. Gets the strikeout of Jeterson, and that is huge. 2 on for Lyric Cole, and they will pinch hit. So Cole has a very short stay in the game. Emil Gold off the bench, hitting .241 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Foul ball. Pecorino really needs... Really what Pecorino needs here is a double play, frankly. And instead, he'll walk the bases loaded. For Dominic Carp. 1 for 3 with a triple. Walk-off home run in game 1 of this series. Pressure's huge right now. And that is going to bring home a bunch. 1, 2, I'm going to just say it. No, not bases cleared. Gould doesn't go home. 2-run double for Dominic Carp. He continues to be horrifying. Brings up Millen Bean, and we're still going with Pecorino. I don't know about this managerial decisions right now. To be honest, I'm not even really sure bringing Pecorino in was the right call. Buddy Bartlett throws home, not remotely in time. And Bean has his second RBI of the day. Ray Overly, runner on third with 2 down. Not a batter you want to be facing right now. Tons of power. Yes, he's in a bit of a slump. But, no joke. 2-2 from Pecorino. Full count. Fly ball. And Swell McLean does have it. And it will be Amir Igram who enters the game to pitch, but a 3-run inning makes it 4-0. McLean, Trejo, and Cherry a combined 0 for 6. Some pinch hitting options off the bench.
Off the plate.
Lefty Rowan Hancock available with them going to the pen. Corbin Hansen might be an option as well. 3-1.
Steve Wright.
3-2 full count.
There you go.
And Ingram strikes out Swell McLean. She goes 0 for 3.
The catcher, number
All kinds of
34.
power and contact bonuses now for Daxton Trejo. Looking for that first hit of the season. And he won't get it.
Now
Trip
batting,
Jeterson.
the shortstop,
He's got hops.
number 30.
He's got hoop dreams, coach.
That's inside.
Coraline Cherry. Still locked in, despite going 0 for 2 today. Slow grounder. But the glove of Ray Overly is up to the task. Gallegos, Hahn, and White do up. White's the only one that's really had success today, but, you know, new pitcher.
Number 5.
New Pecorino, ERA over 20. Not what you would call comforting. He's given up 2 runs already here today. 2 of those runs would be against starter Henley Schidt. And Atlas Roach grabs the ball.
Now
1 down.
the first baseman,
Chris Hahn,
number
quiet night.
25.
0 for 3. He's been contained. Fly ball, and Bartlett's under it.
Now back. The
Wingspan
shortstop,
White
number
has reached base 3
17.
consecutive plate appearances, 1 for 1 with a single and 2 walks.
Ball
What
inside.
Pecorino can do here. See if he can shake off the tension, maybe at least. But I think he's coming towards the end of his run here. 37 pitches.
Steve Wright.
Full count. And White continues to have a good day as a diving Riker Farrell can't get to that blooper.
Now batting.
Ogle
the left.
Knockmore
Now pitching. Number
places
14.
and Warren Middleman into the game. Rowan Hancock enters the game at catcher. Interesting.
Ball outside.
I assume that is a double switch to pinch hit for the pitcher. And that's going to be a double for Knockmore. And that will be another run off of Pecorino. 5-0.
Now batting. The third.
The season started pretty well for the bullpen of the Krakens, and it's not going very well right now. Middleman is now tense, so
That's high.
joins Pecorino in that. I think Brady Highgarch is also tense right now. So really, it's just Fats Precious
That's inside.
who's bringing us anything right now.
Ball
From the pen, and there's the walk for Middleman. Middleman is the guy of the future. He's young. There's a lot to develop on him, but he's right now not the best pitcher in the world, and that's going to be another run. 6-0 for the Coyotes.
Now batting. The
Dominic Karp.
fielder, number
2 for 3,
56.
2 for 4 with a double and a triple. Middleman having all kinds of problems with his control right now.
Nope. High.
I'm not really sure how much longer this can last until the Krakens decide that this is really not a season for them. Their roster is built for the now.
Now batting. The catcher.
And it's increasingly
Now
feeling
pitching,
like it's
number
not going to go very
48.
well. Fats Precious will be the third pitcher of the day. He's tense too. So the entire bullpen, the entire Kraken bullpen is tense right now. And Precious will get us out of the inning on a ground ball to Coraline Cherry. It's coming apart. Coming apart at the seams. Bunny Bartlett, Philip Ventura, Rowan Hancock do
The
up.
right fielder, number 40.
Bartlett 1 for 2 with a single. Just the second time through the order, so you can't really even blame the pitching. I mean, one, the offense has produced 0
Now
runs
batting.
and
the
really
third
no
baseman,
consistent threat.
number 26.
Philip Ventura 1 for 2 on the day. It's Amir Ingram, who's not had a very good season, not had a bad season. It's a pretty reasonable 1.15 whip. And a pop up to Hahn. That'll bring up Rowan Hancock, the dominant man. 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. All while hitting 607. You'd imagine a pinch runner. Well, there's no catching option, actually. He's stuck finishing this game. Though he is nursing an injury right now. This is why I really wanted to see him get the day off. But alas, there's been not a lot of production. Comes through with a base hit. That'll bring up Orbit Painter. He does have a multi-hit game.
Now batting, the
Double single. Might be his first multi-hit game of the season as he brings his average up to 200.
Steve Wright.
Still facing Ingram,
Steve Wright.
who is doing quite well for himself. C- player. 1 and 2.
There you go.
And Painter will look at strike 3. Dropped to 2 for 4 on the day. Overy, Gallegos, and Hahn due up to face Fats Precious. I assume the Krakens intend to have Precious finish the game off. He's had a good season.
Nope, that's high.
Just running into a little bit of problems lately. But, a pretty solid 3 ERA, 1.22 whip, which is, I believe, the best out of the bullpen. Possibly in both categories. Middleman, I think, entered with a better ERA. But, might not be there after his deeply unsettling performance here today. Ground ball. Philip Ventura makes the play.
Now batting, the first
Chris Hahn 0 for 4.
number 25.
Still locked in.
Steve Wright.
You gotta like it when a player can go 0 for 4 on the day and remain locked in. I don't think he's had a particularly amazing season. Coraline Cherry makes the play. 3 up, 3 down. That's the end of his mojo boost. Riker Farrell, Atlas Roach, Swell McLean. A combined 0 for 9 with 4 strikeouts. Doesn't really feel like the part of the lineup you really want at the plate right now. And I'm surprised we're not seeing a pinch hitter like Corbin Hansen or something off the bench. Farrell's tense right now. Only reason he was in the lineup was that Hansen was tense. And he flies out to Dominic
Now
Carp.
batting, the first baseman, number
Atlas
3.
Roach. Surprised we're maybe not seeing a closer type scenario here. I know it's not a save opportunity, but
Nope, that's high.
does feel like Ingram, whose stats are starting to drop despite good mojo, probably maybe not the best option right now for the Coyotes. Battles back to a full count here against Roach, who makes good contact that might be gone. And it is. So Roach's first home run of the season will break the shutout and get the Krakens on the board. 456. Third RBI of the season. So
Now batting,
at
the
least
left
it's not a
fielder.
goose egg.
Now pitching, number
There is the closer,
43.
Tiddly Conrad, into the game. ERA over 5. It has excellent junk. Not great accuracy or particularly great velocity, but that slider is deadly. And Swell McLean will probably reach off that. Base hit.
Now batting, the pitcher.
Brings up the pitcher
Number
spot with
now
Fats
batting,
Precious,
number
and there
6.
is the pinch hitter, Corbin Hansen. 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 172 average. Figured it would be him, but Kaysen Hernandez would have not been a bad idea either. Slow roller, and it will reach. Ray Overly can't handle it.
Now batting, the
Caroline
shortstop,
Cherry,
number 30.
1 down, 2 on, so a little bit of a rally here from the Krakens. Although you got to think with the part of the lineup coming up that it is not statistically likely that we'll see a comeback as Cherry strikes
Now
out.
batting, the right fielder,
Bunny
number
Bartlett.
40.
On deck is Philip Ventura, then Rowan Hancock. They can get to Hancock. I'm suddenly very interested what this game looks like at that point.
That's inside.
3-0 to Bartlett. And she'll walk on 4 pitches.
Now batting, the third baseman,
Philip Ventura.
number 26.
Yet Devin RBI yet this season. Had his first hit today. And a fly ball to Ghost will end the game. So we get something going in the 9th inning. But prior to that, there wasn't really anything going for the Krakens. They put 9 hits on the board. Should be mentioned, the pitchers didn't give up a lot of hits, just 9. It's just also 8. 8 walks from this staff. Wow. You can't do that. You can't do that and expect to win. And not really much to talk about offensively speaking. Orbit Painter, the hero. So, average still slips, only increases to 194. Carno Jean gets the win. Thought he got pulled too early, but he goes to 3-0. And Henley Schidt gets her first loss of the season. She's still doing pretty well, though. It wasn't a terrible outing. Although, the 4 walks in 5 innings, very concerning. Need to get the pitching coach to work on some accuracy here for the Iron Krakens. Not really much more to talk about here. We'll just have a quick look at the standings, let you know where everything is, and that's really about it. So that puts us down to 4-4, and that puts us outside the playoffs looking in. Meantime, player development-wise, we got a new one. Back corking for Rowan Hancock is now up. Nothing here is stuff I'm in love with. Hancock's 37 years old, Cherry's 42-year-old. They're not really parts of the future of the team. The others are, but Middleman, it's not really junk that I'm looking for. That being said, that's a maybe. That's a solid maybe. The back corking for Swell McLean, it's not really what she needs. The whiffer coming into play is a significant problem. The Emery board for Maximiliano Fair might be worth something. And then the plyometrics for Philip Ventura is probably out. It's a speed boost, and that's not what he needs. But anyways, you can see we're not getting upgrades anytime soon. We're only making 28,000 player development funds per game, so that could be a completely different story before long. Does make me wonder if there's maybe someone on the bench that we want to just depart from. And looking at the salaries, I mean, Dax and Trejo making 10 mil, we might have to go away from that. I think that was a mistake to make that signing. We should have probably waited for his asking to go down. There's not really anything else. I mean, maybe you look at like 32-year-old Atlas Whitney or Emmett Whitney, or maybe 38-year-old Atlas Roach, just because Roach is such a weird player that maybe you look at moving on from them. Let's see here, first baseman. There are admittedly some options, but they're expensive. There's no good value at first base, and you would definitely have to look at a first baseman. The only way to save money would be to like go with like no contact but good power, Noe King in that role, and I don't think that's something worth looking at. It's not that young. I am very interested in Tyson Rasmussen though, so actually I'm gonna put him on my to watch list, because with the 95 speed and the 87 fielding, that's just a wet dream. I mean, he doesn't have a very good bat, and his arm is kind of weak, but there's a lot to work with there. So I don't know, maybe some options. And the other thing was, like, we talked about third base. There's not really anything there. So, and then Cern Odom is like an amazing an amazing shortstop defensively. Wow, 99 fielding, 80 arm, but he's not a great bat. He's still definitely someone to look at. We'll put him up there as well, actually. Only shortstop available on the free agency list. Wow. Anyways, that brings us to an end to today's activities. I hope you enjoyed watching the Krakens get their arse beat, and we'll see you next time.